A war has started, but it's not a war that you are expecting. It's the war between Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring. And you may think, well, it's not a big deal, there's always somebody arguing which is better, for example, Xbox or PlayStation. Persona 4 or Persona 5, your sister or your girlfriend. But I wanted to talk about this because this time the salty people are the Forbidden West developers. I understand when a customer says that he likes to play Elden Ring because he likes a game that's challenging. Or that he doesn't like to play Forbidden West because they don't want to play with Nikocado Avocado. But when you're the one developing that game and the customers prefer another game, then why are you so salty? Apparently Horizon Forbidden West had the most expensive media ever produced in the Netherlands. So the Forbidden West developers had a huge budget. So it is clear that developers are the issue, not the budget. How old is Aloy in Forbidden West? Will Horizon Forbidden West have DLC? How old is Aloy? How long is Forbidden West? The Elden Ring questions were: how much does Elden Ring cost? How long did Elden Ring take to make? Why is Elden Ring so good? Does Elden Ring have a story? So apparently in Forbidden West people are more interested in Aloy's age, and the Elden Ring fans are actually interested in the story, how much the game is, and why is it so good. Maybe it's not that important, but it tells a lot when the people of Forbidden West care more about Aloy's age than the story. I actually played Horizon Zero Dawn, and I barely finished the game with a lot of pauses because it got very boring a lot of times. Especially when they tried to talk about the tribes and their story and nobody cared. I even asked some friends who usually like this boring stuff, but even they didn't like it because it was very boring and long, and they didn't talk about anything important. The main story was a little interesting, but the game contained a lot of fillers that I didn't even care about the main story anymore. I even forgot how everything ended. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't something interesting. And it is sad because the game looks great. I mean, the visuals, the graphics, the world looks great. And the gameplay had a lot of fun parts. And I see that they improved that in Forbidden West. But I also saw that they didn't do anything with the story is still boring. I even saw some parts of a side mission or a main mission and it was very cringe. So not only that it used to be boring, now it's even hard to watch. And you get a lot of details that you don't care for. And here comes Elden Ring. And I never played Elden Ring. The only game that I played was Bloodborne, and I didn't finish it because I hoped it will come to PC, or at least I will be able to play a 60 FPS version. And for some reason, even if I used to like Horizon, I don't really see an improvement or a reason to play Horizon Forbidden West, because the story doesn't make me want to see what happens anymore. And the only thing that makes me want to play Forbidden West is the world and the gameplay. But I have a huge list of games that I want to play. So yeah. I even want to replay Days Gone before I play Horizon Forbidden West. But Elden Ring's gameplay looks very fun. And also the enemies look very interesting. They don't look like a copy paste. They look like they really wanted to create different enemies. I don't know, it's something about the Elden Ring game that shows me the developers put a lot of love into it. Meanwhile, I see the Forbidden West developers saying that they want to make Aloy more ugly. And I'm trying to find that article or video, but it's very hard because of course it is. They don't want you to see that they intentionally want to make her uglier. I mean more manly because they say a more feminine Aloy doesn't look like she has the power. So what they're saying is that a woman doesn't look like she has power. Like a woman cannot be a hero unless she looks more like a man. Anyway, it's very hard to find that article because that will prove that the developers really want to make women more masculine. And I understand that somebody that it's in the Aloy's place will not care about how she looks, because you care more about survival. I understand that. And apparently they use more energy into making her more masculine instead of making a good story. So they made a good looking world, because of course they did. They had to make something to attract the customers. And they also worked on the gameplay, because you need to make the customers play the game. They will not play it just because it looks great. But when it came for the story and other objectives, yeah, nobody cared anymore. Just some useless talking, a lot of random stories, and for objectives, just throw a lot of useless stuff on the map. So of course a lot of people didn't want to play Forbidden West just because you have a better gameplay and the world looks a little better. At least that's why for now I don't want to play Forbidden West, because the game has nothing interesting. Horizon Zero Dawn versus Horizon Forbidden West is like seeing 50 Cent then and now. And again, that's not the reason I don't want to play Forbidden West. The main reason is that it looks like a Ubisoft game. And that's a copy-paste of the main game, but no improvements to the story, maybe some new gameplay, and maybe the world looks a little better. And now it makes sense, because from what I saw, a lot of Ubisoft developers actually worked on Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West. So now I understand why it looks like a Ubisoft game. Even if it's not Ubisoft that worked at the game, there are some developers from Ubisoft that worked at the game. So let's see what the developers had to say. Ahmed Salama said, "The fact that Elden Ring scored a 97 Metacritic is proof that reviewers don't give a flaming poop about game UX." Well, Ahmed, if the gamers love the game and give it a good score, then I think the game UX is okay. At least it doesn't seem to be that horrible that it hinders the gameplay or the gamer experience. Rebecca Fernandez Oshia says, "Nor PC graphics, stability and performance apparently." She replied to Ahmed. Well, she is actually kind of right. The graphics are nothing special, but do they have to be? I mean, do people play games because of the graphics or because of the gameplay and how fun the game is? But I agree about the stability and performance, because from what I saw when the game released, it had a lot of performance issues and stability issues. And it didn't matter if you had the best PC in the world. But from what I understand now, they fixed a lot of the issues. I don't usually care about this because I wait 1 or even 2 years for a game to be completed, to have all the DLCs, to have the discounts. I'm waiting for all the game testers that paid $70 for the game or more to help the developers to polish the game. And the last person was Horizon Forbidden Blake, who said, "Nor quest design, really?" Okay, he said that this guy blocked his account because he doesn't want to interact with other people and maybe he doesn't want other people to see his posts. And even if Rebecca is right, apparently a lot of people still enjoyed the game. And the problem with somebody like Ahmed or Horizon Forbidden Blake is that they think a good game user experience and quest design is all they need. And sure, they are important, but they don't make the game. And also, it was nothing special. I mean, I never felt like Horizon did anything special with their game. And that's okay, you can play whatever game you want. But this whole scandal appeared because some developers wanted to criticize the other game that won this war. Even if I don't think it's a war, if you want to play a game, play it. If you want to play the other game, play it. There's nothing stopping you. It's not like they made Elden Ring instead of Horizon, or that Horizon 3 will not exist because of Elden Ring. And no matter what you say, if you think Elden Ring won or Horizon won, I don't think you will prefer a game or another because they had a better UI or because the graphics are a little more better. I think in the end you care about the story, about the gameplay, and most importantly, if you had fun with it, if you find it entertaining. So in the end, it doesn't matter if the critics review the game 100% or 0%. It matters if your experience is 100% or 0%. And I think this is why the Horizon Forbidden West developers are so upset. because they had the bigger budget, and I'm pretty sure they had the better engine. But even so, they lost because a smaller team and a smaller budget knew how to make a fun game. Because they focused more on the gameplay, on the fun part, instead of the user interface. And I'm pretty sure the first Horizon had issues with the interface. I mean, I saw some people complaining that it was hard to pick some grenades, or I don't remember. I really didn't have an issue with it, but whatever. I'm just saying, even if you think you have the best user interface, that doesn't mean everybody will like it, or that you are right. So the only people who started this war was the Forbidden West developers. Because of course some people will complain that they like Elden Ring more than Horizon. But at the end of the day, I think they all played the games that they wanted to play. And they didn't care that much, because they were busy playing the game. So the Forbidden West developers made everything worse. So congratulations.